All right, everybody, we are back again. Ding, ding, ding. This is Troy Vaughn, also known as Trey Amazing, favorite part-time stripper, part-time megachurch pastor, but full-time dating commentator. And this is Ringside Presents Corner Confessions. And I am here with a very epic gentleman. He is a mover, he is a hustler, he's a shaker, major ATL influencer out in these streets, Mr. Ben Carter. And if you don't know him, well, first off, you don't know him, then you ain't around in my circles, but he is the owner of the only black-owned organic tequila out there in the streets. If you're into tequila, you may want to pick up a bottle of Talero tequila. So that's my spiel on Brother Carter. So I'm going to turn the mic over to him because he can give you a better introduction and presentation about him than I can. So Brother Carter, kind of briefly tell us, who you are, why you're here, and just a little backstory on Talero tequila.
Greetings. Born in the Bay, raised in the A.
I like born in the Bay, raised in the A.
Born in the Bay, raised in the A. So I've seen Atlanta grow, from a little country hick town to a major international city through my times. I went to college in D.C. at Howard University, the Mecca. And then I went to grad school at the Universidad de Iberoamericana in Mexico City.
Oh, nice.
And, I've lived in 8 different cities in 3 different countries after college. So I kind of have a different perspective, and I really appreciate Atlanta. There's no other city like Atlanta in the world. And I always tell people that as a black male growing up in Atlanta, there was no better place as a black male to grow up because I was surrounded by black positive male and female influences. I grew up on the campus of Morehouse College and Spelman College. My parents taught there for my mom taught there for 25 years. My dad taught there for 30 years in psychology. And I was there every Tuesday and Thursday. I had 4 cousins at Spelman during that time that babysat me. And then I had 5 cousins over at Morehouse that basically took over when I became 14. They wouldn't allow me on Spelman's campus unless my mom came down and got me, or my aunt, who was in computer engineering building, came and got me because, you say, yes, I'm a man. I was officially a man, considered their eyes, because I had, a low voice, lower voice, and I wasn't that little kid that was coming every Tuesday and Thursday. So then I hung out over in Grace Hall, Roberts Hall. So the Blacktop, which is now the Student Center. Just hanging out on Fridays. And then my cousin, I got an apartment literally right behind my high school, off of Ponce, and I went to the Padilla School, and then people were at the Dorchester and right down the street. So I was hanging out with Morehouse college students, all in the Kappas from the Grand Pi chapter, the Vipers. So that's the reason I went to Howard.
Okay. You mentioned Kappas, but you are a part of another.
I'm a member of the oldest and coldest Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Blood Beta chapter at Howard University. Those in my dad pledged Abro at at Morehouse. It was, you said before, DC was just like Atlanta, but it was less entrepreneurial. More, they had more federal jobs. It was government contracts. That's how a lot of people came up in DC. I would say 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. DC was a federal town, a DC town, a kind of a government town. But then, after 5 o'clock, it became a college town.
Okay.
And we basically, Howard ran the city. I just hate to say it because we had an open campus. We couldn't have parties on campus, so we had to have parties at clubs. So that kind of brought the entrepreneurial spirit out already, and it was like a lot of hustling already on campus because you had to deal with club promoters, you had to deal with clubs, you negotiating. So you're 20, 21 years old, negotiating parties, with 30 and 40-year-olds. And so that kind of automatically got the hustler spirit in us.
Well, I mean, what you've been doing and, how it was birthed has certainly come to full fruition and straight up crystallization, because, I mean, I've been seeing, Talero featured at parties.
Oh, yeah.
Magazines.
Oh, yeah.
I think I reached out to you a few years ago when I saw your bottle on Superfly.
Right.
And I was like, okay, he out there, he doing big things. And so
that was a hookup from Howard.
Yeah, I mean,
that was a hookup.
As a Morehouse man, I'm certainly aware. I mean, the reputation of Howard precedes itself 10 times over. So I'm with you there. So I definitely know that you come from great stock and you are about your business. So you've been an entrepreneur here in Atlanta for a very long time. You've seen and experienced a lot of things, party scenes, and I know the dating scene has not escaped you, and I know you have observation and eyeball for a lot of things, as far as, the nature of men and women, dating relationships. And so as a entrepreneur, you've been here doing your thing for a while. I know that being here, you have definitely come across that narrative that people, talk about as far as the dating scene specific to Atlanta. And, you've heard the chat on social media. A lot of women are saying Atlanta is trash for dating. I mean, that's been a reverberating narrative for a while now. A lot of women say it's trash because, for a number of reasons, they say, look, all the good men are taken, all the men that are quality, that are marriage ready, they're already married, or then they say the other men are not even interested in women to begin with, and then the other men, are only dating white. It's like a litany of reasons why a lot of the sisters are saying that Atlanta is straight up trash for dating and finding, that husband. As a man been out here in the street, what are your thoughts when you hear women say Atlanta is trash for dating? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I mean,
No, I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree.
Yeah. So and tell us, like, from your specific perspective, why do you disagree?
I disagree. Well, based being on 8 different cities. And I always break it down to this: there's 10 women, there's 10 men. I always break it down to women who complain about Atlanta dating scene. There's 10 men in Atlanta. Okay, 10% gay. You got DL, corny, lanes, trifling baby mamas, multiple baby mamas, and then just guys who just not about just not having anything going on. You got 5 out of 10 real good men that are dating prospects. I break it down for women, same thing. Lesbian, bisexual, multiple baby daddies, trifling, corny, lame, same.
Now you got let me interject. You're definitely right about. When I got here in '97, I heard the same thing. I heard, yo, man, it's 12 women to every one man, but they don't tell you how many of those women are lesbian.
Right.
And it's like, I had to discover that the hard way. I discovered that, like, okay, yeah, they are right. There's 12 women, but there's a lot of women.
2 of them are already gone.
Right.
They ain't
what I'm
looking at
saying? Like, a lot of women, when they talk about all the gay men, I'm like, well, y'all know there's a lot of lesbians here too. So a lot of women here ain't checking for men at all.
Just go to the strip clubs.
Oh man!
When we used to go to the strip clubs on a regular, you had to basically battle with the girls who looked like Lil Wayne and with the close cut braids and with the white beaters on, and
they ain't playing either.
Yeah, they ain't playing, and they usually dating the strippers. And it was just like
either they dating or they pimping.
Right, and you're sitting there just like, okay, all right, I don't want to feel like I have to compete, with the with the opposite sex, for just giving up $5 table dances,
Mm-hmm.
or dollar bills. But the dollar bills don't even work anymore at strip clubs anymore.
It's all about Bitcoin now.
Yeah, that's another topic. dudes are now getting the dollar gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not there yet.
No, I'm not. No.
No, they get that gun, just shoot them up. I mean,
That's a waste of money.
yeah.
That's a waste of money, and there's so many avenues. That's why I said this is an international city, so I always ask the woman, what's your flavor? What are you into? And what do you like to do? And if you go, they start saying it's trash because they start going to the same parties. They go to the same spots.
Mm-hmm.
And they start seeing the same people, and then after you have interactions with those same people, they go, well, this is trash. I'm just like, well, there's places out in Gwinnett, there's places out in South Atlanta, there's places out in Decatur, there's places in Alpharetta, or you said before, there's so many places in Atlanta just for being blackness and unapologetically black. And if you find the right people, if you find right spot, and you can find it. You can find 5 good males to date. And
So it's about expanding your horizons, expanding your circles. Yeah.
But also, I also say that it is a big black college town.
Mm-hmm.
So the women, if you expect to be courted, those days are over. I mean, let's be real. I mean, and as I said before, my uncle said it best when I was at Howard. He goes, Ben, make sure you stay in contact with all these women and savor these years, because you'll never see this amount of many beautiful, intelligent, cool black women. And he said before, you get spoiled when you were at a black college, because he said before, you have basically 9s and 10s, you're sitting there like, well, that's a girl I dated on the side, or that's a girl I just messed with, blah blah blah, and that's gonna come around, that's gonna happen to me for the rest of my life, because I went to Howard, I went to Morehouse, I went to whatever. And you're blessed to be in those situations, and it's right. You don't see those because once you get into the dating pool here in Atlanta, you're dealing with people coming from all over, and they as I said before, I kind of equate it to L.A. I have a lot of roots in L.A. I was born in San Francisco, and people who are from LA, it's like this. It's like same for example. People who are from LA, mad cool. Mm-hmm. People who come to LA, mad shady, because they think that it's like they got to put on persona. And Atlanta fell into that situation because first because of the music labels, the rap labels that started here in Atlanta, and then this became the place for all the movies and the TV shows and the reality shows.
And don't forget about Strip Club Capital.
There you go.
I did a video.
Yes.
I did a Corner Confessions
Yes.
with guy, the Atlanta influences everything. Even he talked about Atlanta Strip Club
Capital of the world.
I interviewed the brand manager for Magic City.
Yes.
The strip club capital of the world is right here.
Juju's man, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I made that mistake of dating a stripper, and he said
we've all been there.
We all been there.
You're
You're in your 20s making 6 figures, driving a nice car, you fell in that trap, and so as I said before, the dating scene here is very you kind of have to work it like your business. Mm-hmm. Play your work and work your play, and it's because you said before, you can't sit on your laurels and thinking that this girl's not going to leave me, or this girl's not going to cheat on me or whatever, because she's getting hollered at by 10 other dudes.
Yeah. Some of the dudes are guys friends of yours.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
So, I mean, don't mistake. Don't let your ego. Don't let your ego.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's been plenty of times where guys, who I'm supposedly cool with or were cool with, they told the girl I was dating, your boy was with another chick, last Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a vulture world out there, but and then the smartphone made a lot of people lazy. Let's be real.
Smartphones, social media.
Just
like I ain't got to do what I did.
No.
Years ago. It's like I got social media for that.
And when you swiping left and swipe, I think the swipe left, swipe right made people more like they didn't want to work.
More microwavable, more like, I want what I want right now.
But then if they got it, they were like, okay, I'm on the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, or if something just didn't, it was like, if something just didn't go the way they had planned, they were like, I'm out. I'm on the next one. I'm on the next one.
On to the next day.
Swipe left.
Right.
So you just make one mistake, or you do some little one thing wrong. It's like, I'm out. Or she does something wrong, boom, I'm out, and you just on to the next one. So as I said before, it's the COVID kind of reset that for a little bit. You got to see who really liked you and who was
who's actually tired of you.
Yes, exactly.
Because COVID, the pandemic, brought about a lot of divorces, a lot of breakups. I don't know, just being stuck in the house with someone for an extended period. Some people are just like, you know what, I'm done. I'm tired. I don't like it. But, really quickly, so, people can get on TikTok, Instagram, and see all these videos mostly from black women warning other black women who are, in other states, like, look, don't move to Atlanta. If you think about moving to Atlanta, don't do it, and so on and so forth. For that reason, because they believe Atlanta is not the place to find, your husband. It's a great place to play, great place to be an entrepreneur, get your hustle on, make money. But as far as women looking for that forever someone, a lot of people are really making it their hustle to get on YouTube, TikTok, and IG to warn people. Now as a man, if you had the opportunity to talk to the women who are in California, who are in Illinois, New York, Florida, Texas, who may be considering moving to Atlanta to find, their marriage potential, what would you say? What would you say to that Howard alum, that woman who's an engineer, lawyer, who's thinking about coming to Atlanta and telling you, like, yo, Ben, what do I need to know about Atlanta dating? What would you say to her?
I would say that you have to work at it. The days of courtship are over. I'm not saying that, chivalry and politeness and, ethical ways of a man treating a woman are out the door. I'm not saying that's not done. Make sure that he treats you right. But if you like a man, make your intentions known, because a lot of women just expect that they come in with a fly outfit, or they look good, they went to the gym, and then they did a couple of spin classes and fly classes, and boom, boom, boom. There are like 10 other women just look just like you. And so then you have to go to your mentality of, what do you have to offer? What do you bring to the table? Do you bring good conversation? Are you cool to hang out with?
Do you bring good credit? That's important.
That too. That helps. But also, you said before, dating is expensive in Atlanta.
You got that right.
I was just telling, my mom was telling me, she was like, she was just talking about how, she just went to Rays on the River, and she wanted to check out the new places like Nuvo over on Main Street. And I was like, Mom, I said, if you take a woman there, you're looking at a bill of at least 150, 180. That's on a slow night.
You're gonna spend some money.
Right.
You're gonna spend some money.
Yeah, so that adds up. If you're trying to, date, and so And then you said before, it's a different mentality because you have now women making more than men, or as you said before, as an entrepreneur, that has been kind of challenging for me as far as dating because starting out a tequila label, it takes a lot of money. And they ask me why I don't have kids, and so so let's fast forward. Let's go back. When I was in Chicago, I used to do radio in Chicago, run the radio stations there, WGCI, B103, and UA, and all that. Every girl I met in Chicago, black woman I met in Chicago, she would say, "Oh, you from Atlanta? I heard about you guys from Atlanta. Y'all on the DL, aren't you?" That's first of all. That's not.
It's already you already turned me off.
It already turned me off, and it was just because of one Oprah episode, and it was this dude from Atlanta talking about all the guys in Atlanta on a DL because that's where he had his relationship and everything, and so I was just like, okay, so in Chicago I dated mostly, well not mostly, but I dated black, white, Indian women, and it was
the
just
whole
spectrum. And it was because it was I usually prefer dating black women, but I was just kept on getting that. Oh, you from Atlanta? You Atlanta dudes. I don't know. And I'm like,
so it's like when you meet. Primarily, when you meet the black ones, it's almost like you're guilty until proven innocent.
There you go.
It's like, okay, I gotta prove to you.
There you
as
go.
soon as they hear Atlanta,
there you
it's
go.
like I gotta prove and show record and show data
exactly.
and show evidence that no, mom's straight.
Then that too, and then also they're like, you don't have no kids, and I'm like, I thought I would be actually applauded for that, instead of saying, I got multiple baby mamas or and I said I had a strong sex education, coming up, in Atlanta, I always tell them I went to Catholic school here in Atlanta called Marist, and it was he started off his sex education course by saying he put his paycheck down, and then he goes, "This is I have 2 kids here in Marist," and so he just started, and he saw, and then then I got paid for their clothes, food, everything. He goes, "This is what I really take home after I enjoy it." And we were like, "Oof." And he goes, "So you want to have sex, you want to have kids, you want to have sex, wear a condom." And that was like the best education I got, because it was like, if you like your paycheck, wear a condom.
See, I'm kind of similar, but I'm not. I grew up in Catholic schools all my life until college, and I'm 42 years old. I don't have any kids.
Right.
No kids at all. And
right.
I'm with you as far as you get to a certain point, you tell women you don't have kids. That's almost just as much of a negative as it's positive. I'm like, yo, don't be mad at me. I got a black belt and pull it out.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. I'm 47 and 0.
Right. It's like, yo, I don't have kids. I'm like, whatever I'm doing or whatever I've done, it worked.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I'm with you there.
Yeah, but that's also, as you said before, it's now you get into this of getting back into the game because now COVID restrictions are lifted, and I said before, women in Atlanta specifically do have to be a little bit more aggressive if they're saying the dating is trash, because if you really like a dude and you really see a dude that you want to talk to, why not just go ahead and approach him?
Thank you. You know what, when I say, I'm glad another man said, because when I say that on social media, I get crucified. Mm-hmm. Because, a lot of women in Atlanta, still feel like, what's that Bible verse? He who finds a wife finds a good thing, so a man's supposed to pursue.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, but if you see a man that you find attractive, he doesn't have a wedding ring on,
right? What
is stopping you from going and at least flirting?
Exactly.
A lot of women, trust me, brother, look, a lot of women are vehemently against that. And these are women who are, single. They talk about they want to be married. They can't, but they're telling a heartbeat. They're not approaching no man.
Nope.
They're not like, no, that's
well, because they've been spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said before, like it's kind of like the real good-looking man who's makes a lot of money. He's used to going over and just saying, you know, blah, 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 I'm so, boom, and get the number or take them home. And then, you know, those days are over for that day.
It's a new day.
Yeah, I mean, because there's a lot of guys out there at the same time, just like you, as you said before. When it comes down to it, what do you bring to the table? You know what I mean? And that's what, you know, you said before, you know, going to a black college, you know, there's a competition. You know, as soon as I noticed there, you know, you weren't the flyest, you weren't the, you know, the most good looking, you weren't the most athletic. You know, you gotta have something going for you, and real. You gotta be real with them, because they'll call you out if you're fake. So
there's a lot of fiction in Atlanta, though.
Yes.
Atlanta's known for that.
You're right. So, you know, you said before, and then also, you know, you say when you start getting into the relationships, you gotta do what it makes you happy. You know, I always bring up the show. It was a Jerry Springer show called Baggage. I don't know if you heard of it. It's on the Game Show Network.
Never heard of it,
but
I am familiar with Jerry Springer.
Right. Great premise. So, you know, a woman who's choosing between three men. Three men have three pieces of baggage, and they reveal their baggage. So their baggage either one, I cheated on my wife, or two, I only make, you know, so and so, or I have STD, or blah blah blah. You know. And she decides after they reveal their baggage, you know, she eliminates one. Then she reveals, then they reveal their second baggage. Then she eliminates it, and then the guy reveals his third piece of baggage, and then she goes, okay, all right, well, you know, I can deal with you, but then she has to reveal her baggage,
and then he has a choice.
And that's how really relationships are. Can you accept me at my worst as much as you can accept me at my best? Because I mean, everybody got
something.
flaws. Something.
You know, nobody is perfect. No matter who you meet, you know, they're gonna bring an issue or two. You have to ask, you know, can I deal? You know, because at the end of the day, like the people, if you're expecting perfection, if you're expecting to meet, you know, the person you've been fantasizing all your life, then you may be the reason why, you know, Atlanta is trash. You may be the reason why you haven't found what you're looking for, because you're not realistic. Your expectations may be a little too high.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to have expectations, I admit, but you need to have some latitude, some metrics of understanding, because again, you're not perfect. So you shouldn't be expecting perfection from your mate.
No, not at all. And then you say, can you live with it?
Exactly.
You know, and that's when you come to it. You know, like I said, I've had, you know, good relationships. You know, I made mistakes. They made mistakes. You know, sure, do I have regrets? Of course. You know, I think, you know, but, you know, I know that after each relationship, I know what I want and what I can tolerate and what I need. And then, but you know, now I'm at the age where I'm more upfront. So, you know, let's just beat to the bush. I mean, after 3 dates, let's be real. You know,
this is what it is. This is what I want.
This is what it is. You know what I am, and you know, if not, okay. Because I mean, I can't fake the funk. I'm not at that age anymore. You know, I can do where you know. You could be with somebody for 6 months, you know, and fake the funk because, you know, they were fun, a lot of fun, or they were, you know, we had good times together. But, you know, as you said before, you got to sit down and just have to, you know, have that examination where, hey, you know, I like being with you, or, you know, every time you're not talking to me, or we're not talking to each other, or you're not here with me, I miss you, you know, and that's in my opinion, that's maturity. That's maturity, and then also, you know, you let me be me, and I let you be you. You know, I think also, and I've seen this with a lot of my male contemporaries who are now divorced. There was also the issue of emasculation coming from the women, you know. saying, I make more than you, or you're not providing for me. I need a provider.
The word always seems to come back around.
Right, the romance without finance is a damn nuisance, and it's like your malehood's being challenged, and a lot of dudes are like, I just can't deal with that. I'm not gonna put up with that, and so
you should have to.
No, you shouldn't. Just as you'd be telling a woman, you verbally abusing. It's kind of a verbal abuse. It's like it's a degradation of their masculinity. Like I want degrading a woman's femininity is just as worse. It is just as bad. But my thing is that it's a balancing act. And here in Atlanta, because Atlanta is 7.5 million people. A lot of people don't realize that. That's 7.5 million people, and spread over
small little village.
Spread over 15 counties. Because a lot of people don't understand that. Like growing up here in Atlanta in the 80s and the early mid 90s, you can mention a last name and there's 1.5 degrees of separation. You knew who was who, and we all partied at all the same spots, and everybody knew each other. Blah blah blah. If you were in Stone Mountain, or you were in Cascade, or you were in College Park, there was at least some central point that you at least knew of somebody, or you knew somebody who knew somebody. It was just that was it. Those days are over in Atlanta. It's basically a mini New York. It's a New York of the South, and you meet new people almost each and every day, coming from all these other.
More people keep moving here. More and more people just moving here.
And keep moving in, and so like you said before, being an entrepreneur here, and which was kind of good because you saw people coming from different other places, and then COVID was actually a blessing for me as an entrepreneur with the Tequila brand because it reset the table. Because before we were actually kind of begging to be in places and be in events because they were like, okay, you don't have a celebrity behind your label, your brand, your tequila, who you got endorsing you. You
got vouching for you money.
Yeah, exactly. Or you got to spend $2,500 tonight. Yeah, stuff like that, man. Those days, it was like, I was, running my credit card, doing credit card out the yin yang, just begging to be in places, and so when the COVID happened and shut everything down, that allowed us to be more creative. It also allowed us to gain more control of our marketing, branding, and be able to foster relationships because everybody was basically at home, and we got on Twitch, we got on Facebook, we got on Zoom, and we were able to do parties, and and then we were able to ship to you in 44 states, and that allowed us, and it was then a push to support Black-owned businesses and Black-owned products. And that was, and that's what Atlanta was. And people, that's why we started in Atlanta. My parents came here from San Francisco because Atlanta was known as the city too busy to hate.
Yeah.
It was the mecca for Black entrepreneurs. My dad was an entrepreneur. He had a private practice. My mom, and then it became a full psychological and psychiatric private practice.
There's a lot of Black entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Black women comprise the largest group of entrepreneurs, the fastest growing entrepreneurs. Easily. And to come to Atlanta, I do feel like the city fosters and is conducive to Black entrepreneurship. So I think you're going to see that is very important. And actually, you know what? You bring it up is a great segue. I definitely, I'm really feeling your thoughts and your perspective on Atlanta dating. But where we are now, I think is an excellent transition. Go ahead and grab that bottle. You are, from my understanding, Talero is Black-owned, only Black-owned, and organic tequila.
Yes.
And I want to, wrap this interview up with you telling the subscribers. Really quickly, everybody out there, if you're watching, if you're on Facebook, make sure you find Ringside LLC, the digital community. Just go to the search bar and type in Ringside LLC, request to join the private Facebook group, and either myself or one of the admins will admit you. So we're going to end things right now. I want you to tell the subscribers right now about Talero Tequila,
Okay.
where they can find it, and all events, everything you got going on with Talero coming up, because I know the momentum is high. I know you're out, you're out there buzzing. So people out there that got a taste for tequila, go ahead and pick up Talero. But right now, tell us about Talero and where we can find it, and what other events coming up can people expect to see Talero.
So this is the deal. When COVID happened, well, we first started. We started in 2016. We launched it here at Studio Number 7, right there on West Marietta Street, right down the street from CNN Center.
Boom.
And with DJ Salah and Kemet. And DJ Kemet, and we reason why it's organic is because we don't use any pesticides, we don't use any chemicals, no growth accelerants, no type of pesticides to our agave, and we use blue agave, and so that comes out for you as a smooth, clean, crisp taste, no burn. But also, no headache, no hangover.
Nice.
And see,
that's important.
That's a big deal because, as you said before, the reason why you got that headache and hangover is because they cut corners by adding those pesticides, those chemicals, the sugars to get the agave, so they can get you in the club. You know, so when you have that Patron or that 1800 or that Quavo, you're tasting all those chemicals, you know. So they gotta make that, you know, they gotta meet the production values and the production demands. But anyway, you can find us at TaleroTequila.com. Go ahead, hit the buy now button, and we'll deliver to you in 44 states.
The link will be posted in the description, everybody. So
TaleroTequila.com. That's TALERO Tequila.com. The reason why it's called Talero is because Talero means tall one in Spanish. It's in a wine bottle. We want you to enjoy it like a wine. It's meant to be sipped.
Which I made a mistake, which I won't do again. I will sip it next time.
You sip tequila.
Yeah.
You don't shoot it. You know, you said before, you know, a lot of people, you know, you say the gringos shoot the tequila. You know, and that's what I said. You know, tequila is a stimulant, and the reason why is that is because the agave plant itself is stimulating its nature, and the reason why is because of the juice that comes from the agave plant. It looks like a marijuana plant. If you really look at it, if you see it, it looks like that, and but it's real big, and when they cut it and they ferment it, the juices that come from it, it's stimulating. And so our tradition in Mexico City, when I went there for grad school, was to go to the tequila bar, right? That was next door to the university. That was convenient, right? Take a sip of tequila, go back in, take a test. Reason why? Because it stimulated your mind, but also they told me, you think long, you think wrong.
Stay long, stay wrong.
So my thing was that, you know, your first thought, you know, is the right answer. And I ended up getting a 4.0 that year. So my whole thing was that, yeah, you know, and it allows you also to enjoy it responsibly too.
Okay.
Because, you know, most times, you said before, with tequila, it has that you're either doing fighting or you're fucking. That was easily for tequila.
I rather do the latter, but that's just me.
You do both. So that was the stigma associated with tequila. But with this, you're able to control yourself and you're able to function. And it's, you know, you said before, when you enjoy it like a wine, you're able to, you know, savor it, you know, be able to, you know, digest it. Because, you know, most people, I mean, you see it in movies, they're doing it like, you know, they're just throwing it down and like, you know,
drinking it like water.
Yeah, and then they're shaking their head, and then they're like, woo! They got that liquid courage, And next thing you know, they're doing something that,
So you know they in jail.
biting or, or fornicating. So, it's like, so this has been the evolution of tequila that we're bringing.
Okay.
And so we're also, we're bringing the Añejo and Reposado out. It will be the only naturally organic Reposado Añejo in the world. It's me and a brother named Cota Soto, who are owners of the brand. And so it's 100% black owned. Again, go to TaleroTequila.com, hit the buy now button, and we will ship to you in 44 states.
And are you on social media?
Yes, we are. We're at Talero Tequila USA on Instagram, Talero Tequila on Facebook, Talero Tequila USA on Twitter, and we're going to employ some TikTok influencers.
Okay.
So we got a couple videos right now, but we going to employ a couple more, just to get on that TikTok crowd.
Yeah, I just started doing TikTok, and made me realize that, man, I'm old.
I know.
Yeah, I just downloaded the app last week, so.
I feel like I'm in a rocking chair, the way I do it. I give it to them. It's creative. It allows you to be more creative.
Very much creative. I just need to, not be so overwhelmed with all the functionality. I'm like, man, got a lot going on. But anyway, Brother Carter, thank you so much.
No problem.
Everybody, make sure you check out the description for the links to purchase Talero. Everything will be in the description, so just click on it, and you're only a couple of clicks away from some beautiful tasting Talero tequila.
Yes.
I've already tried it, and I know next time to sip it, not shoot it. So
there you go.
I'm gonna get my tequila etiquette down. So everybody out there, thank you so much. This has been Ringside's Corner Confession. Brother Carter, thank you so much. Everybody out there, just remember, Atlanta is not trash for dating. Atlanta dating is what you make it.
Yes.
So keep hope alive.
Play your work and work your play.
Indeed, I like that. Everybody, we are out. Peace.